welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 169, Cigarettes and Whiskey. And we're here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Yep.
This is bullshit. So look, it's your boy Kaleo. There's CB, there's E Rich. Fellas, what's good?
Yo, man. Outside of technology issues, we're almost at the weekend. So, things are good. It is, I gotta let people know. It's one of my best friend's birthdays. It's my nephew.
Hey, shout out.
Remy turned the big 1 years old, 365 days today. I'm not accounting for a leap year or anything. I don't know if I actually got that number right, but he is 1 year old today. And so yeah, he's living the life right now.
That's dope. That's dope. E, what's good, bro?
Listen, I second that Remy's first birthday, followed by pictures with his uncle with the threes on. You can never go wrong with the threes. But yeah, man, listen. It's been a rough work week. The boss has been off, so you already know how that goes. All the emails seem to make it to my location. But yeah, other than that, man, listen, it's Thursday. Let's get this show going.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had solved the issue. I have no idea what's going on my computer right now. I don't know if I'm talking too loud or not. I'm on my laptop, so people who used to see me in front of this lavish backdrop, this is what it looks like without. I mean, I'm getting behind the scenes.
Yeah, some BTS.
Yeah, but what's funny is, so certain things work, certain things don't work. So shout out to Big Mike because we just dropped Smoke and Spill episode 4, Something Anything review, the Todd Rundgren album. But when we recorded, that was fine. There was no lagging issue. So I think it's the streaming side. It's when I'm actually pushing so I got to figure that's at least some diagnosis because there was no lagging there. We were able to get through both shows. And so now it's when I'm pushing the show out, something is there. So anybody that's tech savvy that's watching this, give your boy a holler and let me know what I'm missing out here, what I need to do with this laptop. Because laptop is fairly new. I mean, a couple of years old. I don't think that it would just die out on me like that right now. So I got to figure out what we have to do. But yeah, look. Other than that, look, we got a good show on hand. Be easy. What's good, bro? So let's just dive right to it. So you're about to see some production skills in work because I'm on my laptop here. I mean, my iPad streaming, but I'm still using my laptop in the backdrop in the behind the scenes to push the graphics. So you're about to see some mastery.
Guys, this is some amazing shit.
Yeah, pretty amazing. All right, so fellas, let's just dive straight in. Let's wrap. Let's get to some serious stuff. So Jordan Neely, 30 years old. He died after being held in a chokehold for 15 minutes. He was murdered. His death is being ruled a homicide. And if you haven't seen, the video was all over social media, like everything else is. So he entered the train in mental distress, what appeared to be mental distress. Witnesses say that he felt is that Jordan was given an aggressive speech. Okay. Juan Alberto Vasquez says that Neely was yelling. He was hungry. He was thirsty. He didn't care about anything. He didn't care about going to jail. And he didn't care about a life sentence. Now, does that sound like an aggressive speech? The man said he was hungry. He was thirsty. Okay. He died of compression to his neck. This is what the autopsy says, or the hospital says, which is from the chokehold. 24-year-old's name, I couldn't find it. I don't think it's been released yet. That murdered him, was taken into custody. He was questioned, and then he was released. So, a couple things here. You know, and I think E's been the one that said it before. Seems like we don't get to have a bad day. We don't get to have a day where we're just off a little bit. Because most of the time that we're having a bad day or feeling off, somebody ends up dying, and it's most likely us. He was murdered in about a 15-minute chokehold. This is longer than the 9 minutes Chauvin murdered George Floyd. 15-minute chokehold. And the guy did not stop, even after he was subdued. He wasn't posing a threat anymore. You still held him. Clearly murder. All right, so let's get you guys' thoughts on this. We're starting off with a heavy one. Let's start with CB. Give E a chance to warm up.
I mean, you laid it out pretty well. And from what I gathered from what I was doing the research on it, I think they did actually release the kid's name. I don't, even if I remembered what it was, there's no sense in bringing it up. But I think I saw that he was either a current Marine or he was a former Marine. And coming from a military family. So that's the thing. My dad, I remember him telling me from a young age, he always had to watch how he would respond to certain things because him being a soldier, you know, if things were to go a certain way, someone would pin it on him like, oh, he's trained to do this. You know what I mean?
Carter, what's good, bro?
So, you know, even if, you know, it certainly doesn't look like that's the case, but even if it was, like I said, it doesn't look that way. And, you know, it wasn't reported that that Neely actually attacked anyone. I'm sure when they're talking about it being aggressive, it has to be in the tone. It has to be in how he was delivering it. Because, you know, like you laid it out, we talk about being hungry and being thirsty all the time. But it seemed like my man decided to be a vigilante, thought he was protecting people or whatever, or just using this as an opportunity to act out. And the thing that, you know, I'm not some really well-learned law person by any means. So, you know, I don't understand how they already know. They're basically coming out and saying like, my man is he's going to turn himself in tomorrow or whatever. And it's like, but if y'all already know and you know where he is, why don't y'all just pick him up now? Like, I don't understand like some of the like some of those things. Like, that's something I don't understand. So there's a lot about this. It's just it makes you feel sick.
Yep.
So the dude's name is Daniel Penny, and he's 24. Yes, he's a Marine veteran. Bottom line is this: you know, you aggressively ask for food or some type of beverage, being homeless or being misplaced. Is not aggressive. It's aggressive because you haven't eaten or you haven't had anything to drink, and you are looking at this point of, again, if we've come to the sense that we did not hear that he was hungry, that he was thirsty, and that he would, you know, he would be well. It's almost like he wants to go to jail, because guess what you get in jail? You get 3 hots in a cot. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
And at least he would probably still be able to, you know, get his meds. You know what I'm saying? Because they still issue you meds while you in the jail cell. You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is that Daniel Penny decided that he couldn't do any of those other things but to subdue somebody, in the sense that I can't offer you nothing to eat. I can't offer you nothing to drink. I can't even decide to even give you some change out of my pocket or ask somebody else on the subway system, bro, does anybody have anything? Let's just give them something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just that the compassion of somebody who's in need has gone out the window. And we are automatically looking at what can I do to forcefully intertwine myself with this situation now, because that's where it's at now. It's no longer, you know, and again, I say this, and I know we all have stories. Like I said, worked in DC for a very long time, right off of 3rd Street. So you already know where if you know, you know. I would go to the corner store, and yeah, there was a dude that's always out there. Everybody got the one dude that's in the wheelchair that's been just, you know what I'm saying, same place. I think the center was like 2 blocks down, and clearly they would hang out. I would go in there, used to get my little deli sandwich, because the corner stores got the fire breakfast. Let's just all just put that out there. But I'd be like, bro, I said, hey, you eat today? He said, no, not yet. All right, cool. I'd either give him half of my sandwich or whatever else. Now, granted, I knew when he asked for money what he was asking for, so he can get that good old Mad Dog 2020. But I was not entertaining that. I was just entertaining the simple fact that he was looking for something to eat. Even if he wanted to buy that Mad Dog 2020, I was all right with it because I'd rather you get it than you accost somebody else that's scared to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're just in and listen, man, you already know what it is. Like, though, I'll start off. I can go a whole podcast we talk about from Black Wall Street to say everybody on that train that sat there and watched that shit should get their ass beat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point in time, this is not a cop. This is not somebody who's got a gun that you're scared to maybe intervene in. But you're literally sitting there watching them choke the shit out of them. Like, it would have just been. I mean, even going back to school, like if we ever saw that, you dropping, you kicking somebody, you doing something to get them off of them, almost putting him in a chokehold and be like, until you give up off of him, I'm gonna keep you in this chokehold. You know what I mean? It's just an automatic thing, and I think that's the compassion that shit. We just left. That shit ain't here no more, and it's sad. It's really sad because, you know what I mean? Like, regardless of him being misplaced or whatever, that was somebody's kid. That was somebody's brother. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point,
all he needed, he was just asking for some help.
Yeah, assistance for something to eat or something to drink, and he would have left those people alone. And he wouldn't even bother. Just the fact that he was having that moment. And everybody's been on the subway where that's happening. Again, you can either act like you don't hear it or be a part of it, or you can just do whatever and just. But like I said, nobody wants to intervene as if like that's your place. And unless we've seen this shit before on IG. Unless somebody was like physically going at, like if he was going at a female or something like that, or a kid, that's the only time you jump into that. If it's a one-on-one with that dude, fine, let them have at it. And guess what? Most of the time they stop the train, open it up, go out, and then your day goes on. You're gonna be late for work, but you knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to the point where you gotta kill somebody, bro. Like, this shit is getting out of hand.
CB, you got anything else?
I mean, because there's just no way to even justify if you're trying to subdue somebody and then you just hold on for 15 minutes
that long.
You can't justify that, bro. That's it.
That's crazy. Yep. Nothing requires you be held down that long. We just saw this case,
bro.
We just saw this. We just dealt with this. All right. Let's dive straight to this one. Montgomery County Public Schools. That's in Maryland. They plan to install vape detectors in the bathrooms of 6 schools. JFK Northwood, Paint Branch, Quince Orchard, Richard Montgomery, and Walt Whitman. Now, this is an effort to prevent smoking and congregating in school bathrooms. Because we know right now there's an issue with the vaping in school, also the stronger stuff, fentanyl. I mean, now, so I think this is a start with the vape detectors, but as what the norm seems to be on the news now is Narcan. I think that's more of the pertinent stuff to have into the schools. So, and I remember being in school, like, I don't think it was that bad. Like, these kids now are like addicted to this stuff, right? I remember, everybody knew a kid in high school that smoked a cigarette. A little bit more maybe. But it was never to the point where, like, you have to worry about keeping Narcan close by because they were going to OD that day. And I honestly think, I mean, yes, you need to have the Narcan nearby, but I think the Narcan is giving these kids a cop out to do the drugs because, well, if I start ODing, somebody can save me because I know my boy has some to bring me back, or I know the school has something to bring me back. So it feels like it's an easy way out. But let's start with the vape detectors. Good idea, bad idea. Is this gonna change anything?
Nope, it's not, because teachers are already, they're outnumbered in a sense. Like, I mean, clearly there's more kids than there are faculty. So what if the second floor bathroom vape monitor goes off? What is the science teacher going to do other than report it to what, the office? Then what is the office going to do? And what? So I think at some point in time, man, like, you know, you can't outsmart the kids that are just gonna want to do shit that they want to do, right? It's all about the community. It's all about the example for it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
once you tie into the fact of the matter is like, what, you know, you can be cool all you want, think vaping is cool, that's fine, that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? You do it on school ground, and the only thing is you do is just you got to be more strict. Like, fuck it, you don't even get go 5 days straight suspension. After that, it's 10. After that, you out of here. You want to play those games, then that's the game that you play. Again, you eventually have to weed out those kids that are just going to do what they want to do. And everybody knows those schools that they used to send those people to, those kids to, that didn't, they just wanted to do what they own thing. But if you allow that to stay around, then what it becomes is everybody else is going to do it because there's no consequence to it. And that's just what
And
it
Ricardo's
is.
right. Narcan doesn't always bring you back.
Oh yeah, but we know that. But again, you know, I'm not gonna be on my Black Wall Street today, but I'll just say that somebody's cousin is setting this deal to put these into the schools. Because again, what is this going to do? Like, what is outside of installing it? What is then the SOP of when that alarm goes off?
Okay.
It's because it seems like this is one of those things that has been happening forever in terms of there was always some kids in high school going into the bathroom and lighting up, doing whatever, finding a way outside, you know, going off grounds at lunch, whatever. Um, this feels more like, I don't want to call it a publicity stunt, but you know what I mean? It's more show than substance.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is I honestly just think the kids these days are different from when we were when we were younger and we were in school, because a lot of these kids literally just don't care. Like, there was always like a few of those, you know, but it seems like it's way more nowadays. And the thing is like, a lot of that, you know, comes from the wherever they're being, like the situation they're being raised in, and you know, whatever kind of attention they're getting from their parents and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it it seems like it really is, like, honestly, a generational thing. And I'm not saying that to be like old and crotchety and whatever. Like, I just honestly think that a lot of these kids these days, because it's been so glorified, right? Like, there's been more time to glorify, you know, not giving a shit or just doing drugs, and you know, all the SoundCloud rapper guys that are on Zans and stuff like that. Like, that's what, you know, it ends up being like, hey, I'm gonna mimic this shit or whatever, whether that's right or wrong. I think that there's a lot of those things that kind of play into this stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't, like I said, I think this is more style than substance. It's more of a show.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to fix the issue at all. Like I said, I don't know if this is just it's a publicity stunt. If these things will even work.
But
But
it's crazy that, like, because you literally named schools that are in the neighborhood over here. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's you named some of the high school rivals from where I went. So like that's just wild that it's this close to home.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, as we continue to move and flow through the show, let's Kurt Loder, Serena Alcho, Suchin Pak, Chris Conley. I say those names, those bring back some serious memories. Everybody knows where they were. I think it was the ten on every hour. You saw the little globe spin, and MTV broke news for about like a quick 2 minutes, if that, 30 seconds. Well, I'm here to tell you that MTV News has officially gone away. They're being kaput. Now, I don't know the last time MTV actually did the news, but this is more so the official statement, right? A major Paramount division announced Tuesday that it will shutter MTV News and slash its U.S. workforce by 25%, bringing an end to the iconic music videos network news division that once covered a range of issues from pop culture, politics, and became a household name for Gen X and millennial adolescents. This is from New York CNN. Uh, Chris McCarthy, who heads Paramount Media, MTV, and Showtime, said in a memo Tuesday that despite media giant success in streaming, the company continues to feel pressure from broader economic headwinds like many of our peers. So pretty much, there's no funding going into MTV News. MTV doesn't even play music videos anymore. So the M should not even mean music anymore. But this is a part of pop culture. MTV went the MTV that it used to be, TRL, even before TRL, because MTV used to be nothing but music videos, some commercials here and there, and news.
Right.
But this is a piece of our childhood that's going away, along with sneaker stores. Let's get your guys' feel on MTV News. Does anything stand out? Do you remember any breaking news from MTV?
I just remember the dun dun dun, and that was how you knew they was about to. It was something breaking, or they was about to. Some news was coming across. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I started falling off of MTV once I realized whatever I got old enough where they stopped doing like the little summer joint. when I Dallas left, I think I was done after that, right? Like I was pretty much done with MTV after that. Once Bill Bellamy and the crew left, I was like, all right,
Ed Love and Dr. Dre. Don't forget they
let me
were
switch
there
over
too.
to that other network,
Right.
that BET network where we was doing the shit. But no, I mean, if you really want to dig into this goes even deeper than that. If I'll tell my age. Most of them came from a news thing called TV1. TV1 was the actual first news thing that came across in the schools that then produced them going into, and I forgot the Asian Lisa, I forgot her last name, but she was in MTV as well. But she was on TV1. They ended up going that way. So yeah, I mean, I think it was one of those things where culturally. This kind of goes into what CV said. These kids don't care because they don't. I mean, they just. What do they have in that sense? Not to say that we didn't have stuff, because our parents would say, "Well, what do they have to look forward to?" But again, I think the substance of what we had as kids is definitely different than now. All these kids are followers. There's nobody that can walk to their own drum, and that's why we have talk about the shit that we're talking about now. So
MTV broke the news on Tupac getting shot.
And
That's
Kurt
how
Cobain.
Kurt
I was
Cobain.
already out here, so we already heard that shit from the grapevine anyway. But yeah, but oddly enough though, right? Like, there were certain times on the MTV schedule that you would look and you knew there was an artist that you wanted to see them do the actual, their, Times Square, just kind of everybody there. They just had a different vibe than what, BET and 106 and Park had with that. And shout out to them, because again, if you said you didn't watch it, you're lying and you're a loser, because it played a part in who you are today, if you're even close to our age. So,
yep.
Right.
Anything stand out for you, CB?
I mean, it's just another, like you kind of let in with, it's just another aspect of our childhood or adolescence that is just dying. You know what I mean? For
Mm-hmm.
lack of a better term. Like you said, MTV just as a network, they haven't played music videos in however long. Like it's all those reality, whatever game shows. It's all that.
It started with the Real World. Real
Yeah.
World killed music television.
Shout out
Go
to the
ahead.
Miz. But it's interesting. It's just it does make you think about coming home from school, and I would just be flipping back and forth between TRL and 106 and Park. Like it's which video do I like better? Which one am I going to stay on, and all that. But
Yep.
as far as the news goes, if I'm being honest, the news always broke up the shit that I actually wanted to watch. So I was always like, damn. And more often than not, I'm changing the channel like when the news came on, because that wasn't what I was. If I wanted to watch the news, but
Yep.
it generally was relevant stuff, and it definitely sticks out, just like you said, as something from our younger days.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's get to a couple of speed round topics real quick. A couple of things that everybody's familiar with. Everybody knows the ads. Jenny Craig has filed bankruptcy. Jenny Craig is going away. And so has E. Rich. Oh, there we go. So we'll figure it out when he gets back. So Jenny Craig has gone away. They filed bankruptcy. Everybody knows the Jenny Craig was like the weight loss program everybody joined back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Supposedly help you lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it actually worked. I never did Jenny Craig. I don't know if I knew anyone that did Jenny Craig, but they filed bankruptcy all this time. I mean, you got to imagine. Again, I thought they went away years ago.
Right.
When MTV News went away. Because right now, Herbalife has kind of been the thing. But anyways, quick round, minute or less. Thoughts on Jenny Craig getting going filed for bankruptcy?
Like you said, I was not aware that it was still around. I remember there was a Jenny Craig like storefront or something in one of the shopping centers over this way, and when I was a kid, I had no idea what it was. I was like, "Who's Jenny Craig?" Like, okay, but they had a good run, I guess. So, some good things must come to an end.
I think their last ditch was it Oprah that tried to help him out, or
no, she did Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers. Yeah, it might have been.
That's the thing. They didn't get Oprah.
That's right. Facts.
That's what happened.
Must have been Ricky Lake or something like that. No, let me stop. Shout out to Ricky Lake. But anyway, listen.
What did Ricky Lake ever do to you?
Listen. She got her story as far as how she got her shows is actually pretty good. If you ever,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, no. Real quick, I think what this is, this lost out once the wave of the 30-minute workout, the 20-minute workouts, the working out from home, the HIIT workouts, the dieting kind of a different
all this
way
shit on YouTube.
Right. When the keto came out of nowhere, what was my man's name? The Atkins diet, all that shit came out. It killed it, right? Because it was the only thing that was around. And then once everything else started gaining some type of exposure, there was nothing for them to hold on to other than the shit doesn't work anymore and pivot off of that, because the other stuff, they figured out a cheaper way to probably undermine what Jenny Craig was doing. So, and again, once you're around that long and you don't have a competitor, as soon as you have a couple of competitors that's going to come in and kind of, beat your price point and also have a younger crowd, because everybody knew Jenny Craig was more of an older situation. So, Things
All
have
right.
to die.
All right. Last speed round, but we're gonna make it serious. So take your minute, make it serious. Thoughts and prayers go out to Jamie Foxx and his family, who suffered from a medical mystery illness about a month ago. Who remains in the hospital. There have been some scattered reports here and there about the current state of his health, but I'm not going to believe any of these scattered reports until it comes from the source itself, something official. There was even a tweet a couple weeks ago from Instagram post from his account, but I think that was someone else doing it. But whatever. But just keep Jamie Foxx in your prayers because whatever is keeping him down is pretty serious, and we hope that he makes a recovery.
Definitely. It's because he's in so many commercials and all that stuff. Like you, without knowing, you'd have, no idea, man. So definitely thoughts and prayers. It's because he's still young too. Like this isn't someone who's lived all the life that's left to be living. So, like you said, definitely hoping he pulls through.
Yep.
Shout out to Jamie Foxx, aka Eric Bishop. His real name. Everybody thought that was real funny that his name is not Jamie Foxx. But anyway, I think at this point it's just a matter of like just sending prayers to like his family and him. Like I think a lot of people get caught up on wanting to know what's wrong with the person and not wanting to make sure that person is better or that their family is good in that time. Fuck this social media shit where you find out your loved ones are hurt or something happened to them before your actual family members can tell you, and for you to actually grieve the way that you should.
So, do yourself a favor. Shout outs and prayers and positive energy to Jamie Foxx and his family. And won't you watch Collateral, Bait, any Jamie Foxx movie you want, and get yourself a DC Shop High. Use the code WRC10, save 10%. Shout out to Grant. We are something exactly. DC Shop High is the official pizza of We Are Something Else podcast. There it is. Steak and cheese. Got 7 pesto, sauce pepperoni. Drop the bomb. Get the Euro. Northwest Georgetown, the Euro. And the big chair, the Mambo sauce. So, do yourself a favor. Save 10%. WRSE 10. And there we go. We are really getting through this tonight. So, all right, E, what you got for us tonight?
In the spirit of the weekend, the month of May, we are here to hopefully just not 1 week, but all the time, definitely shout out mothers. And again, in that sense that, again, everybody has a story. All of us are sons. We have moms. Cleo and I were actually joking on AMP the other day as far as like how Ma Dukes on whoever your mom's is always got her sons back regardless. The question was, or not even the question, the statement of when you have to tell your mom to stop talking to your ex, you have to cut that off. So yeah, CB, that's right. You weren't on there. It got real serious on there thanks to Cleo, but it was true statements. Cleo went even as far to say that you can't even show up at the restaurants that I used to take you to, and things of that nature. So
don't bring your ass down to Cafe 8. No, don't even drive past that shit.
That's the case. Stay away from the Hampton Deli. Anyway,
Yo, they gone. They're gone, man.
They're gone?
They pieced out. The building is gone too.
Yeah, the building is gone.
Listen, we won't get into that, but shout out to the Hampton Deli. The Hampton Deli had
E. Rich is the one that introduced me to the Hampton Deli.
Listen, the Hamden Deli's
That's wild.
turkey sandwich before it was
That's
even
all I got.
Thanksgiving.
Turkey
Listen,
crab, man. Eat rich turkey to that shit. That's right.
be sleep at your desk after lunchtime. But anyway, again, we talking about mothers, and we appreciate them all. And in this case, there's so many to talk about. We could have, actually highlighted our own mothers, which we'll probably do one time, and that'd be dope to have them on here and talk. But this
Absolutely.
But this year we're going to do TV moms. And in that sense, we know that there is a slew of TV moms. Yes, take your time and look. Although I don't think Blanche was anybody's. I don't that Blanche. Blanche have kids. It don't
Blanche,
matter.
yeah. All the Golden Girls.
But anyway, again, you have a slew of TV moms. I mean, take your pick. At this point, you know what I'm saying? Anybody from our era and even before, outside of, the Brady moms, I didn't watch them. I think it's one of those things that it's, true writers put the essence of the mother in the actual show to come off in those moments of you've had that talk with your mom, or you've had that moment where your mom's is kind of gave you that sense of what you saw on TV, and you almost kind of put two and two together and think that they was in your household writing the stories because of some of the shit. I mean, minus some of the white shows. Let's just go ahead and put that out.
There's definitely
Serious
some
white
moms missing, but
some
this is a good collection of them.
I mean, you can't possibly fit all of them and have the show not crash.
that part, because I mean, even outside, I mean, then you go into outside of TV moms, which again we could add. I mean, but Angela Bassett been everybody's mama from Trey's to,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Like she just been everybody's mama. She clearly, Wakanda forever. I
Right,
mean, she just
right.
been everybody's mama. But again, shout out to all the moms. Like I said, we're not singling one out. We actually want to highlight them all, and even the TV moms that and especially in this time, like I'll go ahead and say it, and hopefully we can get this as a short. But shout out to the writers who actually write the actual things for the moms, right, during the shows, who are currently striking. That some of them are mothers, and they actually put in, kind of like their life experiences into these roles, and they write about it to where we view this person, but actually it's an actual human being that's coming up with this actual storyline from probably something that they went through themselves. So again, shout out to all the mothers, and
Yeah,
next
real
year
quick.
next year
Let's
we
take.
got to have our moms on here, bro. We got to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's take this a little further. Let's give you some quick time to think. So you just talked about TV moms, right? Which mom, off the break, if she's not up there, you can still name her. Would you want to be your mom, or you can relate to as a mom, or acts close to your mom? Like so yeah. Which TV mom is more like your mom, or could you relate to as a mom? Make sense?
Yeah. I'll
Dang.
let you guys go. I mean,
Well,
I already know.
I'll go first. I'll start first. So I can't think of everybody's name off the break, but okay, let's start with Carol Brady. Carol Brady was a mom from the 60s and 70s, G-rated, right? And I think her and Mike's beds were pushed apart, kind of thing. So I don't know. I couldn't. She was too clean cut for me, or too clean cut to be someone I can relate to as my mom. Peggy Bundy. I think Peggy really didn't care about nothing. She just ate bonbons, literally watched TV, and wanted to sleep with Al. I mean, Roseanne.
Right
I think so. You know what? Roseanne's probably the worst mom on here because her kids were. I mean, her kids were out of control. She
Menaces.
didn't give a shit about anything. I'm the mom from Family Ties. I'm trying to think now. The mom from Family Ties was really, she was involved, but the Family Ties is really about the kids. And by the way, Quintuple, the mom from Modern Family is the bottom left, very bottom left. Jill from Home Improvement, she raised 3 boys. and a husband that was always into trouble. I mean, she's probably halfway relatable, right? I mean, but obviously, I mean,
Sneakers on that show too.
yeah. Look, I put both Aunt Vivs up there because you take your pick. There's two Aunt Vivs.
Yeah, dude.
Aunt Viv was, I mean, that was a good character, staple character.
Listen, we had that conversation and we knew
that
to
that's
put
why I
both
did both of them. That's why I put both of them.
Yeah.
But you know what? So I think so. Okay, and it's going to be somewhat obvious, but maybe not. So if I had to pick, it's going to be tight between Harriet and Claire, right? Because obviously I can. Claire Huxtable put up with a lot of shit, but she kept the family in line. Raised 6 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids. A husband who was successful, but out here date raping everybody, and she kept the household together. So I'm thinking, and then Harriet was the blue collar, right? She worked at a department store. Husband was a police officer, had 3 kids, eventually 2. It's tough. I mean, it's between them two, obviously, and not just because of skin color. It's between them two because they made the most sense. They're relatable. Hell, you know, each member of the Golden Girls got a piece of my heart too as moms. They were really good mothers. But this is what happens when your kids get older. So, anyways, anything?
I mean, I can't go from the skin color route, but I do think Claire Huxtable, from the standpoint of she ran the ship, you know, kept everybody in line. You know, I think that's probably the most. And you know, most of these TV moms have some of that, like, innocent, kind of, you know, just conveniently not paying attention to what their kids are doing and stuff like that. And any of those characteristics, like, that's kind of like my mom. My mom's always like, what do you mean? It's like, Ma, I know you're just not putting on as much. Like, you know what the deal is.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna say it's a cross. It's between Claire.
And I think it's a cross too.
Mine is Claire and Jill. So the reason why I say that so because it's like all boys, it was like me and my brother, right? My Duke's having to put up with nothing but men in the house. You know what I'm saying? So there's that element, and then of course it's just that the thing with Claire is not even like the obvious with the skin color. I think it's the way that she mothered them, like the reality of what, you know, straight, you know. It was real. It wasn't the make believe. It wasn't the this is a TV show. Like, they went through, you know, you could tell that they probably cut some of those scenes was just because that's real life shit. You know what I'm saying? So moms didn't hold no punches, you know what I mean? And definitely would you know, throw the jabs when, you know, when the girlfriends back in the day and, you know, trying to dress up and all that stuff. Like, you kind of know what that is, you know, when you watch some of those shows. But Jill, first, I think more than you would think, based upon her having to be in a household.
She was real. She was a realist. Yes. Jill was
sure.
Jill was blue collar version of Claire.
Yeah.
I can go with that.
For sure.
Yep. All right. Let's get to it. CB. What do we got for Soul Swap tonight?
So Soul Swap is our segment where we give you some sneaker news, talk about some of the stuff that's going on that we think is good to highlight, or make sure that our homies that tune into the show are in the loop about. So what we're talking about this time around is our good friend Tiana Taylor is finally getting her own Jordan 1. It's one of the Zoom Comfort ones. It's named in some way after one of her songs, "A Rose from Harlem."
A
And
joint.
there's some pretty cool details on there. Um, the actual like embroidered rose on the inside swoosh,
Mm-hmm.
the stitching. It's got like an oversized swoosh on the outside. So some cool details, primarily in like kind of a classic. We talked about it recently on Soul Tales, Chicago. Uh, some nods to that.
Mm-hmm.
And she had like a really dope rollout for like the friends and family. Like you got to try to find pictures of it. We had a hard time trying to find pictures of it, but like a glass case,
So it's
very
like the
cool.
Beauty and the Beast flower thing. Yep.
Yeah, it was a very, very cool presentation. Um, but it's one of those things where we just wanted to highlight, a pretty dope artist getting some Jordans. They're going to be $150 because they're not regular ones. They're the Zoom Comfort joints. Um, what do y'all think about this?
Them things are they dope. They dope. They dope. I love the. She didn't get the backward swoosh like Travis, but I mean the swoosh is just as big. And then the rose on the lace lock and the lace itself is dope. Yeah, I mean they did it right. You can't tell it there's Zoom, and even like the side flaps open up to say a rose and Harlem on it too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
details are really dope. I'm glad she got a shoe. Uh, and she got a shoe deal off the break of meeting Mike in one night.
Hmm.
So go ahead, E.
Yeah, this is a no for me, and this is if my niece wants them, then I'll try for her size because I'm definitely not rocking these shits. Now again, this is just coming from my side of they're killing the ones. They're killing the ones. They're killing the ones, and not to it's not shade on her. It's the collab of all the damn ones that's happening. The colorways. I said it last year. I'm saying it this year. They're killing the ones like the 11s. So
Your niece said she wears size 12 in men. All right, CB, what we got for that copper drop?
we need to go get that checked out then.
So this Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Local time for my brother E Rich. On the sneakers app, you can go for the Air Jordan 4 Thunder. That's one of the names they're giving the colorway, kind of like a bumblebee, predominantly black and yellow. And they're fours. They're $210. So, like, I don't have very many fours in the collection, but I don't remember them always being $210. And honestly, like everybody already knows, for me this year, it's quality over quantity. And these are a pass. I got the early access on these, the exclusive
I was going to bring
access.
that up too.
And I don't know anyone that got it that actually claimed that shit. So, these are a pass for me. I love the fours, but not these joints, and not for $210.
Yeah, these are a pass for me as well. I also got the early access. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, these are past. Even though if I copped them, they would make the actual completion of the Thunder and Lightning pair. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the black and red ones are doper than these. So and they weren't 210. So yeah, these are a pass. And unless some strange things happen, fantasy football later on down the year, I get some bread and they're on StockX for retail or a little bit lower, maybe. But I'm not paying 210 for these.
All right. All right, fellas, let's show some sneakers and let's get out of it. You want to go first?
Yeah, because it's not a sneaker. Listen, sorry for the shameless plug of live from the cheap seats that are happening on Tuesday at 5 p.m. on West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. But recently, the NFL just recently dropped the NFL schedule, and for that, have to show the one jersey that I will be wearing this year for the Raiders, and that is the Devontae Adams jersey. You see that right there? That's what we're doing. We're doing it number 17 again. Shout out to the NFL, you bastards, for giving us Kansas City on Christmas, and also for not giving us New Orleans when we know we should have had that be on.
That's that's not. I didn't even see the schedule yet.
They didn't even give us New Orleans. But again, we're gonna talk about this on Tuesday. So just tune in to the NFL schedule live from the Chiefs.
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna show any old shit tonight. I'm not really. So no, look. Shout out to Yeezy for getting his stuff back in the stores, back on track with Adidas. Shout out to Adidas for neat and easy. So I wore these earlier, and I probably showed these a while back. These are good old 700s. My second favorite colorway outside the original Wave Runner. But yeah, simple Adidas, comfortable still, 700s. All kind of 3M on this shoe.
Yeah, have you worn those at all? A couple times.
I wore them this week.
The bottom looked kind of a lot of fresh there. I don't see a lot.
They still good. They still good. I wore them this week.
Wear them in the office and then take them off.
Exactly. I don't do much. No, I'm going away.
I wore these in the office this week too. Sorry about that. Actually, I think it was Monday. Me and Cleo did not plan this out, but we wore the same brand of sneaker. And again, I've been talking about its quality over quantity this year, and this was a pair that kind of came up out of the blue because we're able to get it used on good old eBay. But these are in contention for my favorite pair of Vans. These are the North Face collab. And it's just like, I mean, there's suede on here. It's kind of a simple black, white, off-white colorway, but just these joints are just dope. So
yep.
Yeah, I copped these, got them on a discount, and it was funny because my brother has 2 pairs of these, and he was like, "Yo, dude, they got a pair in your size." But, it was like $100. He's like, the joint ends in like 14 minutes. I was like, "I bet." So I bought them, and I get them, and I'm like, and they don't even come in a Vans box. They came in like a Nike box from some other shoe. But they went through like eBay authentication, all that stuff. So it's all good. But what was killing me is I was like, damn, I don't know if I should put my Crease B Slims in here. And my brother was like, why? They're $100. Just beat them up. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You are right. So I have not been wearing the Crease Beasts in there, but they would be ideal. But yeah, these joints are sick. I love these. You just can't go wrong with Vans, you know what I mean?
Nope, not at all. All right, look, so gentlemen, we have come to the point where we are wrapping things up. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Look, if you didn't watch it today, oh, there it is. Yeah, look.
Listen, let's do these plugs. Listen, Spin Drift, yo, holla at us. For real, holla at us. Cleo, cut this up. We doing this right now.
Oh shit, both of y'all got. Oh wow, look at that. Both
Spin Drift. Listen. This is the best spark. It's good for you too. No natural flavors. I'm doing the same as plug. This
water
is the
and
best
juice. Let's go.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So look, if you didn't watch today we released Smoker Spill episode 4. We got something else that was in Smoker Spill. We did Todd Rundgren, Something Anything. It's a good show. It's about 50 minutes. Normally we do Tuesday releases, but it would have been not enough time to promo it if I would have did the Tuesday this week. So did it Thursday, but not the coming up Tuesday, but the following Tuesday will be the next Smoker Spiel, and then we'll reveal what we're doing about a week or so. But look, tomorrow, noon, We Are Something Else presents The Abstract with your boy Kaleo live on AMP Radio. If you don't have the app, download it. Or click the link in my bio or in the story. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Typically, we have a theme somewhat. We're going to do somewhat of a lunch buffet kind of Mother's Day celebration. But let's run through these shows. Monday, shout out to my man Be Easy who's in the chat. We got Music Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on AMP. Tuesday, we have Something Else presents live from the cheap seats with these guys right here. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 p.m. we got my man Our Money Bags, E. Tomlinson with Positive Vibes Only. Then Wednesday, shout out to the good folks at Hot Seat Podcast. My man Sean Xavier does Over the Hump, 5 p.m. Happy birthday to Sean. Sean's birthday is Saturday. Happy birthday, brother.
I
does
hope
Over
no
the
one
Hump
gets you those Thunder Force.
Over the Hump at 5 p.m.
He wears Pumas anyway.
He threw them away. And then Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. E. Rich with It's Not Me, It's the Music. Thursday night, look, we're here. We Are Something Else podcast live at 9:30. Maybe Thursday at 8 p.m. will be Ricardo's show. Not sure if that's going to be his standard time. But we also got something we want to announce coming up next couple weeks or so, around the 9 o'clock-ish hour or so. So we'll, stay tuned for that. And then Friday, look, we're back at the Abstract. But appreciate everybody for watching. Go to AMP because we've taken over AMP every night of the week. You can find us on AMP interacting in the chat. The chat is always fun, playing music, doing the things that we like to do. We appreciate everybody for watching and for dealing with my streaming issues currently. We're going to get this shit together and get back on track because this right here, this is I mean, it's ugly. It's so ugly. But look, y'all, that's it. We got something else.
Peace. Happy birthday, Remy.